Go for it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Miami Sports Meltdown. I'm Danny Mullet, joined here as always by Stephen Price.
What's up, everybody?
And Popple.
What's going on?
We're brought to you on Jolt Radio. Check us out every week like you do on every fucking podcast app that there is. Remember, the Miami Sports Meltdown is brought to you by Liquid Death.
Oh,
Murder your thirst.
murder it.
Why not?
You got thirst? Kill it in its sleep.
It's
Too much? Is that too much?
No. I think that was what Liquid Death expects out of us is wanton, just
Violence, mayhem.
yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Their slogan is literally "Murder your thirst." I think you can, and they put everything in like a death metal band concept. I think they welcome the violence, welcome the blood.
Speaking of wanton violence, the Broward Sheriff's Office went ahead and tried to take TYREEK Hill down. They
Sure
tried to snuff him, all right?
Yep.
And as we were setting up for the show, we were able to find that online
Yes.
the footage dropped.
Yep. Just moments before the show, breaking news across the wire.
news.
The body cam footage released. I watched it briefly.
Let's play the audio here. I want to see where we can. This theme music is throwing me off so hard right now. Usually it's already quiet by now.
My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to cut all of this out, so
No,
I
it's
just
great.
feel
I
like
love
good
it.
bringing
No,
it
that
up.
was great.
If you're listening live on
locked
Jolt
up.
Radio,
Keep
this
it in
is
and double
not-
it.
this
Keep it in and double it.
This is not going to be in the podcast.
It
If
will.
you're listening, if you're good enough to listen on
It
Jolt Radio,
will.
it distracted the fuck out of me.
This is a
No.
privilege.
My God, I
This
was
is
like,
great.
why is this
Uncut.
still on? Okay,
No.
all right. It's fine.
No, it was perfect. I love it every second of it.
Here is the Broward Sheriff's Office. I guess not.
It wasn't Miami-Dade. Sorry for interrupting. Was it Miami-Dade County?
No.
Oh, shit. I thought it was Miami-Dade. Of course not.
Seems like it would be, right?
We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Wow.
What part
They're
of
dra-
violence do you understand?
I love that the whole the whole thing about it was too is that he hits the ground, TYREEK Hill does, and goes, damn.
Yeah. Like,
He's like, I'm getting arrested.
y'all are
I'm getting
doing
arrested.
Doing the most.
the cop that came up to is like, okay, what it seems like is the officer comes up,
Yep.
the window is down, TYREEK Hill is exchanging information with him.
Correct.
The officer starts to just kind of be a dick. And
Yeah,
just
it
kind
seems
of
that way.
whatever. And then TYREEK Hill puts his window up.
Right.
In and
Bad. It's bad. It's a bad move.
It's okay. What it is like
Not the smartest move.
and okay, look.
I mean, FTP.
If they are
ACAB. I'm just saying. Also, don't be dumb.
if they're asking you, right, to do that and you don't do it, right?
Right.
How does it affect the officer directly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, does it put him in immediate danger? The window's
Nah,
not down.
It's just a power trip at that point.
It's like we're pulling over TYREEK Hill before the game. Maybe he's embarrassed. Maybe he's so pissed off and he's in the moment where he's about to get into car accidents for a living. And he feels like, you know what? I'm getting heated at this cop right now. Let me
Yeah.
put this window up and relax
Yeah.
before something bad. That's I think something for the, that's for arbitration and attorneys and all that bullshit. But it comes down to it doesn't feel so black and white where the cop is within his means to then order him to get out of the car and
Yeah.
immediately throw him on the ground.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an overstep, but
Unnecessary.
at the same time, yes, TYREEK Hill is sitting there not complying, and
Correct.
everyone's first thing is going to be, well, all you have to do is comply, and it's like,
why don't they just listen? If you just listen, it's not a big deal.
and I think that's a great impression of most people we're talking about, and I also think that it reflects that you don't understand this guy is going to be on a national stage playing a game where you can die, and he's about to go into it, he's in that zone, and he's in there, and he's just not like. You got to treat this different than you would some dude named Bill getting pulled over for his 8th DUI.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season of a very stressful job, a job in which, like you said, you basically are in like multiple car wrecks for hours in terms of the impact on your body.
And it's so entertaining.
And it's stressful. It's the first game, like
lot of nerves
There's a
on
lot
that
of
first
nerves,
game.
exactly. Pressure. Like you can understand why this guy would feel like, hey, he was a little late getting in. He's speeding to get in. He's in a fast car in the first place. I'm not saying let the dude blah, blah. Issue him a ticket. That's fine. He was speeding. Whatever. Issue him a ticket. You don't got to be doing all this, man.
And the dude sounded like every general manager at every Miami Wendy's, too.
Yeah.
Like, that's really good. If you listen to the clip, the guy's just very kind of like, okay, Papi, well, not say it happened to you now, man. That's how it's going to happen, TYREEK Hill.
I told you.
I mean, how many times do I got to tell you, my friend? You got to get on the ground. Let's see. And I feel like if he didn't sound like every uncle I've had that I've kind of like wanted to fight, I'd be more okay with it, And it was just like, of course, this is the guy that did this.
Yeah.
He was put on leave.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so that's the weird chain of events, right? Is that this happened breaking? Okay, first of all,
beep.
imagine. Take yourself back to that moment, because I don't own TYREEK Hill in any fantasy leagues.
Whoa, that almost got.
But imagine the panic, the sweat that started kicking in the second you get that notification like TYREEK Hill is arrested before game. What does that mean?
We're
Is
not
he
even
playing.
By the way, we're broadcasting on Monday night. Monday
Yeah.
Night Football's about to happen. Christian McCaffrey has been listed as out.
Correct.
That man is no longer in
If
your
you're
lineup.
parlaying or if you're
fucked.
fantasy
You're
footballing,
fucked. Congratulations, your first.
Well,
pick.
actually, if you're parlaying, they count it
push.
as
It'll be a
they're
push.
like, soft check mark.
You're
You get
fine.
it.
Look, what I have figured out about this podcast is that to the left of me, I have a very professional producer in Rafa.
Yes, very
Shout out
professional. Hi,
Rafa.
Rafa.
And then to the right of me, I have degenerate gamblers.
Look, I would not say degenerate gamblers. Look, here's the three important things. It's like the commercials tell you. You set your limits, you never chase your losses,
I love this.
and you don't spend what you can't afford. But if you're doing what I do, which is you're great. If you put in $10 a week,
An important message.
I count myself out $10 a week. I throw it in the app. Little fun coupons, little $2 flyers, right?
Of course.
Crazy parlays. If a couple of them hit, you turn those winnings into future stupid
Any
parlays.
larger
You keep it
parlays,
going.
right.
I'm not out of pocket. I'm not putting more money in. And if I went wrong for the week, no worries. I put another $10 in next week. That's all that will ever go in.
Point counterpoint here. Be a degenerate gambler. Like spend more. If you're gonna do it, make sure that the win is gonna change your life.
Make your family destitute.
Thank you, Steve. Miami Sports
Early
Meltdown here.
retirement.
Bringing the earnest message here in Miami Sports as always.
Yep.
I actually want to get a little more football content here on the front side. I don't want to just jump into this other segment. I don't feel like this is too stuffy. This is more
Right.
like legal stuff, if
Sure.
anything. Miami Dolphins get a squeaker against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 20-17
Yeah.
on some field goals.
They were down 10 points, 14 points at one point.
yes,
It was
some shit like
14
that.
to
They were
Double
down.
digits
It
for
was
sure.
14-0.
Yeah,
Yep.
they
when we
flipped
started
that
up.
that Etienne fumble and the TYREEK Hill 80-yard fucking touchdown. Though that in the span of 2 minutes, that flipped the whole game.
The real MVP was a kicker, even though he missed a field goal.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. Well, Sanders wins it too. It's good for
Clutched
him.
it at the end.
And Fangio leaving, our former defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins, Vic Fangio, him leaving, I think it was kind of a plus. Actually, just an old dude sitting around trying to get these old schemes off with a bunch of what I'm seeing is a defense that's hungry to prove itself alongside of the Dolphins' offense. Very exciting. I want to talk, but that's great for us in Miami. That's fantastic. I want to talk about shitty quarterback play. I want to talk about Bryce Young. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson, big surprise. He's not good anymore.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, doing a disservice to Daniels everywhere.
Yeah.
Terrible. Russell Wilson not playing.
Not playing.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
That was
He had
like
a
one of the only games I
calf
didn't
injury?
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Fields comes in, stinks it up.
Mhm.
So-
Barely squeaks by, really not his own thing. Caleb Williams, same thing, stinks it up.
Where's DeVito with the cutlets, huh?
Oh, come on.
Tommy Cutlets.
Hey, you think they're gonna put him in? The Italian kid? Is he still on the roster?
Is he? I think so.
I hope so. For your people up there in the
For
New
the
York.
culture.
That's right. Hey.
All right.
The
Well,
fuck you talking about?
I
For the coach.
Fuck out of here.
I really and even Joe Burrow did not play well.
Dude,
Horrible.
okay. Not to bring this back to parlays, but the one thing I'll say
Jesus.
is I always do the same thing, whether it's the Premier League or now that the NFL has started. I do a nice, soft, easy one, 4 to 5 teams, guaranteed winners, easy money,
Guaranteed.
and then I do a batshit one. Here's $2 on a 12 fucking
And
team
you
batshit
never know.
thing,
Those are the
and
ones
it could
that hit.
But those are the
Those are
ones
the
that give you like almost $1,000. In both of them. Every single fucking one hit except for the goddamn Bengals, who couldn't pull it together against a terrible Patriots
And they
team.
almost came back at one point. 'Cause
I
had
got
one
excited.
that was gonna hit because of them too. And
Yep. Nope. But how do you lose to that fucking Patriots team? Take the gambling out of it. That Patriots team is garbage. Garbage.
horrible.
Garbage team, and you lose to them? Dude, okay. I struggled with this last year watching the Bengals sometimes. They're cooked. They're cooked. They're cooked. They had that fucking post win hangover, and they never got over it, dude. They never as far
'Cause
as they
they
ever
beat
went.
Kansas
Super Bowl
City
contenders,
one
all that.
time,
Right.
That's it.
Since then, Burrow has struggled every year. Their team has been riddled with injuries, and even when they're not, they don't. They cannot get it together. It's been super frustrating to watch for a pretty decent on paper team.
Considering how much talent they have, it's actually sad.
The receivers are good. The quarterback on paper should be decent, right?
Steven, I want you to give some winners. Here we go. This
Okay.
is week 2.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ooh.
I'm just saying yes or no. Here we
These
go.
got to be winners, my friend.
All right, let's hit it.
I've been on
They're
the heater,
expecting this. Colts, Packers. Who's winning that?
I'm gonna go Packers.
though. Who's
Remember
at
that
home?
Jordan Love is hurt.
Yeah, that's fuck. Okay, that's true.
Who's at home?
That's why this is tough.
Colts. I forgot about that. 4 to 6 weeks they say. or
It's
something.
Colts at Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Colts actually.
You know what? That's too easy. Fuck you. I'm gonna even edit that out. Bills, Dolphins. Who wins that?
Dolphins.
That is tough.
No
I think the Dolphins are good. I'm going Bills.
You're going Bills.
What?
I'm
Saints,
sorry.
Saints, Cowboys.
Shit.
Cowboys.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go with the Cowboys.
We're gonna give you
But
one.
that's gonna be a close one.
We're gonna give you one more here. Buccaneers, Lions.
That
Lions.
is tough. The Lions game was interesting. They did push it all the way. That overtime win was interesting. I'm going with the Lions.
I literally disagree with every single pick that
Yeah.
he made.
Yeah.
Miami Sports Meltdown here
That's
in
probably-
solidarity.
that means you have the right instinct. Because I'm not good at picking winners.
I just wanted to do that really quick. I just wanted
Dolphins
to.
are for sure. Gonna
No, what's interesting this year, if you look at any slate of games and you go win, lose, which of these teams, I'm finding that a lot of the teams are more equal than I think in recent history in terms of like, if you just like in a broad sense are going like, what's the winnability factor here? There are strong elements on almost every team now. I think that finally we're at a point in the last few years where like things felt uneven in the NFL, right? There are super teams and there's everyone else. Things finally feel a little, they're not perfect, but they're a little more balanced in terms of you can point to any team like, well, they got that quarterback, they
There's
got that
more
receiver,
competition.
they got that running back,
There's way
that
more
defense is
competition.
good. Right, exactly.
Same
It's a
thing
little more
happened
even.
in the NBA too.
Yeah.
If you think
Yeah,
about it.
that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right. So, I want to talk about something. Steve, you're a huge music fan.
I am.
Papa, we're going to weave you into this, I promise.
Steve
All good. I'm here. I'm learning.
Steve Price loves his music.
When it comes to women that are female artists, women
Uh-huh.
artists,
Sure.
rattle off some because you have many that you're just like big proponents of.
Love him. Huge.
Yeah, so what do you got? You got your
Well,
Kate,
there-
Kate Bush.
Yep, I love me a Kate Bush.
Yeah.
And any band in the Riot Girl movement is great. Anything Kathleen Hanna ever touched, whether it's a Julie Ruin or La Tigre or Bikini Kill, you have Bratmobile, any band like that, Sleater Kinney, I love all of them.
Love Sleater Kinney.
I love a female pop singer. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I love a Katy Perry. I don't feel guilty about it.
Have
One of
you-
my favorite artists of all time, Madonna.
Have you gotten into the Chappell Roan yet?
Oh, I like me some Pink Pony Club, sure.
All right, so let's get this up here because like look, 82% of our audience
Yeah.
are men.
Yeah,
Dude, like we're here with it's the boys here.
the boys.
But the boys have to understand that this turn it up a little bit for real. Like
jam
this is actually really fucking good, bro.
oh, dude, it's so good.
Like
Yeah, this is great.
gay people are onto something here. You know what I mean? Like
Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter. This has been the summer of like banging female artists crushing it with the singles. So good.
this is like unironically
This is
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Love it.
And it's her and her producer's name is also Daniel.
Yeah. That's
Holding
the
it
Mark
down,
Quality.
and like Daniel Jones is getting us down, but this guy's like bringing us back
you
I
up.
also like Chappell Roan's her vibe where she's just like she takes no shit. She's kind of been almost instantly propelled into fame, and is like very upfront of like that is a crazy thing to live through. Y'all are doing too much. You're following me. You're like reaching out to me on social media. I don't like any of this. I'm allowed my privacy. Like I love the separation between the public persona and the private one. It's great.
She makes a lot of people feel like this is me. This is what I go through.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. What is that?
It's a banger.
That's fucking hard, though.
Yeah, it's good.
That goes pretty fucking hard, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Great.
all right. I'm glad we talked about this.
No, I'm
I
here.
don't want to overstay our welcome here. Again, 2 to 87% of this
I'm willing to
are
give
just
anyone
fucking
their flowers.
dudes hanging out listening to fucking Chappell
Also,
Roan.
shout out to Miami's own Las Nubes. If you
Shout out
if
to
you like
Las
female
Nubes.
music,
Who is that? Put me on game.
All
Las
right.
Nubes is like Miami's own predominantly female punk band, garage rock band that does the most. They're super rad. Catch them on your East Coast tour soon. They're going on tour. They're
check
fucking
it out.
great. So shout out to them. If you
Las
like
Nubes.
female artists and Miami-based artists, boom, you got a twofer there.
Ala's the guitarist for Iggy Pop now, isn't she?
That's right. Their guitar player
Straight up.
is the touring guitar player for Iggy Pop.
So there you go. The fuck are you doing?
Yep. You're not doing that.
Listening to
Just
the show.
fucking sitting around doing fucking bullshit
Listening to
podcasts.
the
Get out of here, bro.
Meltdown.
Hold on. Listen to this song,
Okay.
though, from Las Nubes real quick. This used to be our theme song.
Let's do it.
You know? Yeah, fuck you, man.
That's right. Hell yeah. They just dropped a new album, too.
Yeah, man. Fucking listen to that shit. What's wrong with you?
How long have they been around for?
Since 2019,
Yeah,
2018?
a couple years now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
For a fucking minute, bro. Come on. Miami Sports Meltdown here in the Jolt Radio studios.
We in the studio.
Aaron Rodgers has stepped on the field and has not had
He's
a
not
leg
hurt?
fallen
Okay,
off of his
okay,
body.
good.
Wow,
So
Progress.
congratulations.
That's progress, my friend.
we're good so far.
So they announced that Kendrick Lamar is going to be the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans.
In what I think might be the greatest
No.
announcement video of all time. I've watched that fucking announcement video like 5 times. Where he's like standing in front of the American flag and it's the slow zoom in and he's like pretending to shoot balls with the practice shooter at a wide receiver.
I gotta go check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
Bro,
It's
I'm
probably a great
so
video, but
hyped.
I'm so disappointed. I gotta be honest.
Oh, disappointed.
Why are you disappointed?
Who do you want?
Because
Drake.
he had his forget Drake. When they had the Super Bowl in California,
Yeah.
where was Kendrick at then? All right.
Well, he was there. Well,
there.
oh, I see what you mean. Sorry.
Right?
The
Now
the
we're
one 2 years ago, yeah.
we're down here in New Orleans,
Yeah.
where there's a lot of pride, a lot of culture. They
Who dat?
have,
Who dat?
who that, and not only in just sports but music.
Yeah.
They don't have any like Louisiana artists or even down south artists.
If anyone
Performing?
in the world I think would welcome like
I
come
wanna see
out
if
to
you're
like a
thinking-
brass
if you're
band, like a
thinking about
Louisiana
who
brass
I'm
band.
thinking.
Yo, so you're
It'd be
telling me that
Kendrick.
they couldn't get Lil Wayne? They
That's-
couldn't get
That's what
Juvenile.
I'm saying. Lil
They
Wayne.
couldn't get Big Frida.
Lil Wayne would have been my number one.
Big Frida would have been sick as fuck.
And a collaboration show with somebody else, obviously, but throw
That's
a
what they
little sprinkle
better
of
do.
Lil Wayne
That's
in
what
there.
better happened, though.
Yeah,
Because
they better bring out Big Frida.
if Kendrick Lamar is the flagpole to get people's attention, and then just straight up, it's Flag Boy Giz and. I mean, for
you
real.
live there.
Hold on. It's no, for real. Flag Boy Giz, I think, is a big one. That needs to like a pause. I just want to move on to the next person with that one, especially.
Yeah.
But what's the producer from there too? What
Dr. John. How?
Master P.
Yeah,
It's
go
'cause
down
there's
to the
beef.
bayou and
There's beef between Master P and Jay-Z.
the Wild Chapatoulas también, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna play
You
this.
go to there like a duck out of water. How? Me and my partners.
I was sewing, hustling, working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans. I'm outside.
yeah.
Everybody talking about boy, your suit cold. It's only one Super Sunday, it ain't the Super Bowl.
Hey.
I was sewing, hustling, working for the Mardi Gras Carnival in New Orleans. I'm outside. Everybody talking about boy, your suit cold. It's only one Super Sunday, it ain't the Super Bowl. Mardi Gras, walking in the street like I run the town. Don't blow your horn at me to move, drive around. We outside. I ain't tell him he ain't have enough on. I told the engine he look naked. I'm a whole park legend. We out.
All right, you get it. So
Great.
yeah. So what you telling me that you can't have them in the middle of the fucking Super
Bring
Bowl?
on. They always bring out guests.
Fuck is
They'll
wrong
bring
with
out
you?
guests.
Yeah,
Kendrick
they'll
is
probably
gonna
do it.
Kendrick is gonna bring out mad guests. If anyone likes
He
putting
needs
on
to.
artists,
If he does it, it'd be very disappointing. I'll be honest.
he should bring him on. I mean, I know it's not all up to him. He's got to pass it by the creative. I think Jay-Z is the creative
Jay-Z.
control person, right?
And
So like, I'm
Jay-Z
sure he's gonna have to pitch it to a board or
does
something.
not-
But
He does not like people from New Orleans because he has problems with Master P, and they've had beef for
well,
so
who
long.
didn't?
Right. But I think he's still like holding on to.
Oh well, he has to let that go for the market. What's wrong with you, man? And it's gonna be Mardi Gras during the Super Bowl
It's the best
in New
Oh,
Orleans.
bro.
Ridiculous.
Come on, man.
It's gonna be the crazy, like the biggest.
He's
party.
coming
Do
out
we
to
really want to
Saints
hear
Go
the
Marching in
pedophile
for
song
sure.
again? Do we need to hear the pedophile song again during the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Like,
Wait.
imagine losing a rap battle so hard that like the guy you're going against last 4 tweets are the 3 songs that like went platinum,
Yeah.
calling you a pedophile essentially. And then the last announcement is that he's going to be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, someone
that song.
screenshotted that today, and it's crazy that Kendrick's last
That's
4
insane.
tweets are
Think about that. though.
3
That's-
incredible, like
I saw
you will
that.
never recover from takedown songs, and then like the announcement that like, by the way, I am playing the fucking Super Bowl.
That's-
I'm doing the halftime show.
That's the kind of shit that people like make up in the shower against the person they hate the most, like
Yep.
in their head, and it
Yep.
happened
Yeah.
to this motherfucker. That's terrible for you, Drake. I'm sorry, but whatever. Big Frida, shout out.
Big Frida
Big
shout
Frida.
out.
Miami Sports
Get it,
Meltdown. We're
get
gonna come back on the other side. Very musical episode of the Miami Sports Meltdown. That's
That's
brought to you on Jolt Radio. That's brought to you by Liquid Death. Murder your thirst and all that. Get hydrated.
Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you on the other side. Miami Sports Meltdown.
Beautiful.
Brought to you on Jolt Radio.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Catch us wherever you catch any podcast. Remember, brought to you by Liquid Death. Jolt Radio's in Alapata, Florida, not Wynwood, okay?
That's right.
Just got to stress that. It's been a few episodes since we went over that Wynwood is dead.
Mm-hmm.
This is Alapata.
Gone. Respect it. Well, except for Gramps and Panther. Everything else, forget about it. Wait, Saturday's
And
football?
Skinny,
Or Jersey
Louis,
Store?
Skinny
Jersey
Louis,
Store.
too. I like
Skinny
Skinny
Louis
Louis.
is good.
Yeah, Skinny
good
Louis.
burgers.
Yep.
You're lying.
So, college football. I'm not a big college football fan.
I am not myself.
Like,
no.
I really do not give a shit. But there's a
Okay.
Manning running around. I think we can talk through in the context of.
There's a Manning?
There's another Manning.
There's more?
There's another Manning. Yeah, Arch Manning. And there's another Archie Manning, as a matter of fact. He's in Texas, and he appears to have what the kids call the swag.
The swag, eh? The Riz, if you will.
He's a Rizzler.
He is, he's got glizzies.
He has risen up.
Rizzies and
what,
Rizzies?
What else do the kids say? He's
I don't know.
he's a skibbity toilet.
That's a.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
about that.
I know that's the thing. I don't know what it is.
It's giving a skivity toilet.
It's this you're giving
it-
skibbity toilet, Manning.
Definitely. And I see, but I on the other end of the spectrum, I am at the millennial part of my life where I'm learning about mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
And
Wait.
what?
What kind?
No, well,
All
that's
kinds.
just like
The
just about how they work.
fungi, the mycelium,
The
like
fungi.
the World Wide Web, and like this is what millennials do. The ones who have just taken a real bad turn. They're the ones who are here learning about how the world is essentially shaped and manipulated by fungi,
Yeah.
and we don't even know it, kind of shit.
Yeah, that is somewhat true. There's a lot of shit behind that, yeah.
The entire first chapter.
The
of this-
mycelial network.
Exactly. And the first whole fucking chapter of this book is about how, guess what? Truffles, you like them, right? They evolved to taste good, you dumb bitch.
Well,
And
yeah.
They're 5 feet under the ground. No one's going to get to them unless what? There's something to attract that you dumb animals to, right? And then that's how they spread by just, you know what? And it's sitting, and the fungi sits there and it can't think. It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have a nervous system,
Yeah.
but it knows what to do. And it's-
Survival is a crazy thing, man.
I got to
Evolution,
smell good.
Progress.
And this,
Survival.
It's
Crazy.
not just the birds with the crazy dances, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, here's another thing, too. Just evolutionary. This is just a talk right here. If you're in our age group here, the age groups that listen to us, we have a big following in the 20s, right?
Oh, hey, young people.
Like the 20s.
Hello.
And a happy skibbity toilet to you.
Of course. So here's a piece of advice to you, 20 to 29-year-old. Learn how to dance. Birds dance. You know what birds do? Birds fuck. And you don't.
Spiders, when spiders
'Cause
do their little mating dance, where
you-
they do this move.
I hope you're watching on YouTube, okay? Jolt Radio's YouTube has us up there. I hope you're seeing Steve's spider dance. Nice.
Let's see that one time.
All right? He's procreated. He knows how to do this.
That's
all
right. That's how I did it.
So learn how to dance, bitch. What's wrong with you? Miami Sports Meltdown here.
Uh-huh. Just to keep everybody updated, it went 3 and out, and then the Jets got the ball back. Jets went 3 and out. 49ers went 3 and out. Jets got the ball back, and then Breece Hall fumbled it for a 49ers recovery.
Fantastic.
So if you're following along at home,
Excellent.
you see a blood vessel pop right here. That's because I'm watching the shit out of the
So
corner
you're
of my
telling me
eye.
that Monday Night Football, right,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
is stuck with a Christian McCaffrey-less
Correct.
Brock Purdy against a very good Jets defense.
Yes. Very good Jets defense.
And then on the other side of it, you have a Jets offense that, like, if anyone does anything that could be considered even the slightest bit as unlucky, they will be thrown off the team immediately. They
Yeah.
will be sent home.
Yep.
If anything bad happens to Aaron Rodgers, I fear for not only that fan base, which I don't care about,
Mhm.
but I fear for
Fair.
just, like, in general, the state of the team. Like, the team's constitution,
Oh,
I
yeah.
worry for.
If I am
Not really.
If I am to let's use me like for those
Yeah,
at home.
YouTube. Yeah, Dolphins. But Dolphins.
Mwah! For those at home that know me, I'm a massive Jets fan. Let's use me as I am sorry everybody. I
Terrible.
come in good faith. I've never hated the Dolphins. We all have a common enemy in the Patriots. But
I love that.
if you use me as an example of the greater fan base at large and the team, I would think mentally at large, yeah, we're fucking stressed out.
Awful.
There was a lot of hype going into
guys
this
are
year.
losing
We
now.
had Hard Knocks. Everybody's like, Aaron Rodgers is here. He said the trophy case is empty. He's gonna bring home a Super Bowl trophy.
That American flag thing.
When he ran out,
Oh,
dude.
man.
I'm a real American. He just ran out with that fucking huge ass American flag trailing behind him. I am not a jingoistic person. That almost got me, where I was like, "Fucking you get him, Aaron Rodgers. You goddamn RFK Jr.
This is
fucking
for
whacked
America.
out QAnon supporting motherfucker. You get him." But he, as we all know, tore his ACL 20 seconds into that fucking game, and then my entire season,
First play, right?
just the first drive. It was
First
the
drive.
third play, first drive.
Third play.
Third play, first drive.
Ridiculous.
And like, it is one of the most shocking events to ever happen in my life. And if we're, again, speaking for the entire fan base, I would say that is largely true of everyone else. What we need to get over, I felt, I had a mental health crisis all day about this game. I was stressed. It's because it's the same thing. It's Monday night, first fucking week. All of the nation is watching. This is how shit goes back.
But he's
this
still
is
standing
it.
this time,
And so right now he's still standing.
Luckily.
So we're good there. We're
We're
great.
good.
But for fuck's sake, dude, I was stressed out all day about
I'm
how's this
stressed
gonna
for
go.
you,
Is this
man.
gonna be a repeat? And so like we need a win. And I don't mean literally we need to win this game. What I mean is I just want a normal season. We
Sure.
can lose. That's fine. We're the
season
Jets. We
that
lose
shows
all the
some
time.
progression.
Right. I just want to
Like
see some progression. I want it to just be fucking normal.
Sure.
I want everyone to be somewhat healthy.
That's
I don't
never
want
gonna
anything
happen
crazy
with
to
the
happen.
Jets.
I don't want to watch Zach Wilson throw 3 and outs into the dirt every fucking week. Like, I just want a normal, okay, that was close, they lost, whatever. That's what I want. I'm not expecting the fucking moon, but we just need stability. That's all we need as a fan base.
I think after this
So if
whole
you're listening, you're a Jets fan, man, I feel for you. Don't you just want stability? Let's get it.
after this Aaron Rodgers phase, you guys will get that. But for now, as great as he is, there is no like normal
No.
for the New York Jets. There's no
No,
like,
we can't help ourselves.
yeah, you
we'll make it
can't.
crazy every time.
you gotta. They're always on that win now tip, and they just want to make sure that people think they're not bad, and they're not really
There's
Not-
been a chip on our shoulder as
not
a
really
team
doing it right.
for decades, and we cannot get over it. And it's so easy to be like, ha, the Jets always suck. I just like, can we just not just suck? Can we just be normal? Can we just be one of these teams? Like, no one fucking is like, the Tennessee Titans. Like,
If
no,
anyone
they just
understands you-
exist. Just leave us alone and let us
If
exist.
anyone understands you, I think it's
I'll
a
be
couple
middle of the
Dolphins
road.
fans.
That's fine. I don't want to win the Super Bowl necessarily. I just want to be left the fuck alone.
I gotta say, Steven, that is a stroke of genius. There's no better team I think, for you to reference there in terms of like
my
disaffection. Like,
my
who
brain
cares?
really quickly went through the entire Rolodex of NFL teams, and it just like stopped right there, as if I spun the wheel and a dead center ended up on Tennessee Titans. They are the most like dead center lane team, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, they got a fan base. The fan base loves them, but you know who? No one else in the world thinks about the Tennessee Titans that isn't in Tennessee. Nobody.
The Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, sure, maybe a little bit, but even them, I bet they're not like those motherfuckers. Are just
you're only
like,
watching
yeah,
the
that
Titans
team
if your team is playing against them.
right?
You're
And then you're
never
like, oh yeah, I
where-
forgot that
oh,
was
the
a team.
Titans
Isn't
are
that cute? Look at them. Tennessee is a team.
And
It's adorable.
I don't like the baby blue, powder blue on white. I don't like in football. I don't like that combination.
The classic
Why?
Oilers.
I think everybody goes to die in that uniform. Like Deontay Johnson was on the Steelers, coolest, yellow, black, classic. He's on the Panthers now.
Yeah.
I can't take him seriously.
It's not the same.
The colors really matter in the football jerseys. I
But
think.
you know who you can take seriously? Sir Purr. That guy's got it going on.
Sir
Who's that?
Purr,
The mascot of the
great mascot
I
name.
just love that name, Sir Purr.
Who is that?
That's the mascot of the Panthers. He's a big dude in a Panther suit.
And if you say it fast, it kind of sounds like a
Sir Purr, Sir Purr.
like a Bond villain too.
Yeah.
Like, it is Sir Purr.
I went to Sir Purr's mountain base. I couldn't find him. Sir Purr.
Amazing. Okay, beat the Gators so bad because we were on vacation last week. We didn't even get to talk about this.
Crushed.
Beat him so bad. I'm not even a college football fan in any sense of the word or whatever.
Yeah, but we'll always show out for the U. This is the U. This is an approved U show.
Yeah, it's Miami.
We're all about the
yeah. I'm just fascinated at like the players going by the Gators recruits and trying to get them to just come to UM because they're wasting their time. Like if that
was great.
I think that's worse for the program than
Loved
pretty much anything that's happened to a program in a while. Like for have it to be just not. It's not cool to go to the UF if they're getting like
embarrassing for them.
It became a meme. It's like if they got stunted on so hard. You know what I mean?
I want back the old 80s and 90s UM. I want swagger. I want probably inappropriate backdoor financial dealings. I want all of it.
That's still there.
I want the swag. I want the you're gonna come to our team, right? Fuck this school. I'm all about it.
But
Yeah, I
the
like
problem,
Fuck those
but the
schools.
problem is they're not going to be recruiting kids from Liberty City and Coconut Grove.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
East Grove. They're not.
That
gonna
was the
West
move.
Grove. Sorry.
Yep. You're
So
right.
That's the real issue there is that you have to make sure that you're getting the same. Like these were kids that were literally like they have stories where they're running up and down Alapata with no shoes, and it felt like it made them faster that they had to acclimate to shoes.
Yeah.
These are kids who were dirt poor,
Yep.
and they got like Santana Moss
Yeah.
and people and Sean Taylor, rest in peace, and all these names that like came out of Miami and made UM what it was again. Because we're not talking about the '80s here.
No.
And
Who's that guy that played for the Texans?
Andre Johnson.
He's from Miami, right?
100%. UM. Yeah.
UM.
Yeah.
Another
100%.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Another guy.
yeah. So the Texans, all these things that all these teams for years, it was the UM was the factory for almost 3 decades. That the rosters was full of UM kids that were still retiring, and now if there's a resurgence because of them getting this hype, they have to have a good season.
Yeah.
They can't fold.
No.
They have to at least make the playoff is what, like 12 teams now.
They're
Something
gonna
like
make
that.
it.
Yeah. It just kind of.
I mean making the
12-team playoff.
Making the
Yeah.
playoff, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm not an expert enough to tell you what the chances are of that happening for real. Because I'll talk to the NFL, I'll talk to the NBA, but college football again, I feel like it's a little exploitive. It speaks to a lot of fan
It's
bases.
super exploitative. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I went to FIU too, so what the fuck do I care about
Those
college?
college
Panthers.
stores sell a lot of jerseys with a lot of player names on them, and you know who does not get a fucking dime one from those jerseys? The players.
Don't they get paid now?
It's been readjusted. There are deals in place
Obviously
now
not
that,
what they
that
deserve.
allow them to
They
get
are
paid a
so
little bit, but
gracious of the NCAA to allow these kids to make money off their own
some money-
likenesses.
Right, exactly.
Like they're getting paid off of themselves. Like they'll go and have a car dealership sponsor them, or they'll be able to make money off of their own likeness.
Yeah.
and themselves. How
Okay.
gracious!
They
of
used to
them.
put these kids in fucking video games and not pay them a cent.
I'm being sarcastic
That's
because, of
crazy.
course, that is such a small sliver of the pie, and any one of those kids who isn't a star can't really sell themselves on NIT on that bullshit.
Yeah.
And
Think
if he
about that.
gets hurt, that's
right.
it.
You play for 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever many fucking years you're gonna be in college. You get hurt, you tear your fucking ACL, and then you go back to your dad's car dealership.
And
You're like,
that's it.
yeah, I don't know if you remember me. I used to kind of play college ball, whatever. No one remembers you. You don't get any money. Your life is over. That's it. Whereas a few of them get to go on to the NFL and they become fucking stupid rich. Right? You're like back at your town and fucking.
And even then, you go to the NFL. Unless you're again like a first round pick with a guaranteed contract and all these things, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of like journeymen that when they get hurt, that the money dries up real
That's
fast.
That's it.
You got to pay the agent. You got to pay this. You got to pay that. You got to pay. It's the tax.
Family starts coming to you.
You bought a house. You finally bought a house for your mom. Who
Yeah.
took care of you. Now there's taxes on the house. There's property tax. There's fucking money that you still need to pay that you don't have coming in.
More money, more problems. The usual business, and
Yep.
that's what happens as you get bigger. And you turn around, they don't have any money, and there's no actual like net to catch them.
Yeah.
And it's like
There's also just the gross-
everyone loves this game.
There's-
Everyone was so excited this week for shit to come back, and we have to pause and think like, how do we preserve the men who are willing to do this bullshit? 'Cause you're like, it's a game. It's not a fucking game. You're gonna get run into by an elite athlete trying to knock you down as hard as he can.
Practically hurt you, yeah.
That's a car accident, bro.
You will likely at some point in a season get injured in some way or another.
And you can't do that, Carlos from Homestead. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that shit. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I could have. You know what I mean? I could have gotten out there. You know?
I also just don't like the.
You know
what I mean?
you
Come
gotta
on.
have that.
I would have got.
You know what's funny?
Look
We were talking today because I made a reference to the New York Sack Exchange, the classic '80s. Because like I love that the Jets this year are leaning into the classic '80s vibe, the old school logo.
Oh, it does.
So,
The shirt is
so
cool.
me and some people at work were looking at pictures of like Gastineau and Klecko, and you look at pictures of these dudes, and you're like, it looks like they let janitors walk on the field. It's so funny how like now, you look at these dudes and they're like yoked out. They're fucking muscles on muscles. They're brick fucking walls, and they used to just be like dudes with beer guts. They're just like, just fucking go out there, catch a football.
A defensive tackle, you know, those guys are gonna be.
Yeah, they're
like,
heavy. They're like, eat a couple steaks.
But
You're
even
good. Just get out
but
there.
any one of those guys can outrun most regular dudes.
Right. I was gonna say that they're big, but they're actually very fast.
Like
They don't look fast, but they are
4.6s and shit they're running.
ridiculous.
The SpongeBob meme where he's heading out, like, boom, gotta go. Miami Sports Meltdown here. We wanted to talk about something here at the end. Wasn't it that the Back to the Future 2 or some shit? Steve is like,
Okay.
hey.
This all, speaking of my job, this came up today too. And so someone mentioned that they had shown their kids the Back to the Future trilogy. Well, they got through the first two. They haven't watched the third one yet. And I was like, classics. These are great films to introduce to your children. And he's like, yeah, it just really bothers me about the plot hole in the second one. And I was like, I love those movies. So I'm like, go ahead, give it to me, bring it. I bet I know the answer. Yada yada yada. And he said something to me, and I was like, wait a minute. Well, hold on. Well, and I had to think about it. So the question was, if you're familiar with Back to the Future 1, very simple, easy problem. Whoa, Jed's about to get a touchdown. It didn't happen. Okay. Very easy premise, right? A kid gets a car, accidentally goes back in time, 1955.
Sure.
Accidentally then sets in things into motion that would prevent his parents from hooking up.
Almost
He's
fucks
not born.
Almost fucks his mom.
Oh, that also happens too.
Whoa.
So then he's got to get things right to basically be born and correct the timeline. You know, easy. It's a set time loop. Whatever.
Super edible.
Right, super edible. The second one is a little crazier. It adds all these time divergences, different plot points, different timelines. You do this thing, it affects this. You go back into the past with this, it sets this off. So the question is, in the second one,
I'm already lost. I'm already lost. Touchdown Jets.
Touchdown Jets, baby! Brees Hall, let's go! Yo,
Terrible.
yo,
Terrible.
Jets!
Terrible.
Jets!
Rafa, can we cut all this out?
No. Put it in and double it.
Last 20 seconds.
Keep it in and double it. So, anyways,
anyway.
all I'm saying is, in Back to the Future 2, they jump forward to 2015, which is fucking hilarious when you think about it now, because we don't have flying cars, and we don't have hoverboards. And
20
cool
years
jackets.
ago, pretty much.
But
wait, hold on. Go ahead.
Old Biff finds an almanac. He takes an almanac from the future, and then he gets the notion at one point to steal the DeLorean to go back to 1955 to give young Biff himself the sports almanac and says, bet on this shit, you'll become a millionaire.
Why didn't he give him the farmer's almanac so he could perhaps
grow crops?
Right, like a successful
he
agricultural tycoon.
Could have been Mr. Monsanto.
What's wrong with you? I think that would have been a little more legit. Whatever, anyway, go ahead.
But, so, okay, he goes back, he gives himself the almanac in 1955. Then old Biff is like, great, use it wisely. See ya, splits out, and then takes the DeLorean because he doesn't want Marty and Doc to know that he took it.
Right.
So he brings it back to 2015.
Yes.
When he returns to 2015, it is the same 2015 that he left.
Right.
He leaves, he goes back in the future, he gives the dude the almanac, he comes back, and it's the exact same.
Right.
The notion that the rest of the movie presents is that by going back and giving his young self that almanac, it starts this separate timeline where Biff bets on sports, gets rich, and becomes basically Donald Trump.
It's another universe.
Right. Now, this did boggle my mind for a second. I was like, well, and I had to think about it. So my question to you is, have you seen the movies? No.
I have.
You're somewhat familiar?
But just it's been so
What
long.
how It's basically the only reason I bring it up is I spent like 20 minutes thinking about it. I looked it up online. This is the big discussion on like Reddit message boards about fan theories and things. And I finally think I settled on one that makes sense to me, but I wanted to see if anyone had any ideas about how that works. You again, just to encapsulate, you go back to the past, you give yourself an almanac, you thereby change, as we see in the rest of the movie, you create a separate timeline where things have changed, but when you go back to the year you left, it is the same for you.
Right.
Why? How? If changes were made, why is it the same?
Well, because the DeLorean is not advanced enough to go through universes.
Okay. See, this got discussed, yes.
It is not a machine.
It's not an interdimensional
It's
craft.
not an exactly, Steven.
Yes.
Doc Brown, who I love and everything, is not capable of that.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's not on that level.
I'll give him the garbage-fueled time machine.
Sure.
You know,
He
I'll
can go
give him
forward
that.
and back in a set timeline.
Of course, he can do that. No
we
problem.
all grant you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd in a garage at some point will come up with a garbage-fueled time machine. Granted.
Sure, he'll slip off a
But
toilet bowl and hit his head.
There
and someone
is
will get
no way that shit is interdimensional, though.
You're right.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
or it can't it can't break that plane because it's fueled by garbage.
Yeah.
Maybe it was fueled by, I don't know, fucking champagne.
That is a notion, right? Because you split the timeline, that is a separate timeline, so you can't go to that timeline. You can only go back and forth in your timeline. The other thing I thought of is there is a gap. He gives young Biff the almanac, right? But then there's a couple years because it says later in the movie, like on his 18th birthday, he bet on a horse and yada, yada, yada. So the year difference is he goes back to 1955, gives him the almanac. 1958 is when he starts, because at first he's like, yeah, right, you old coot, get out of here. And he doesn't do it, right? So finally on his 18th birthday, he bets on a horse and fucking wins $1 million or whatever the fuck. So there's a 3-year gap. So my thinking is also old Biff leaves 1955. Things have not changed yet. He goes back to 2015 where things are still the same. 3 years after he leaves, things change, and that's what starts the separate timeline. It gets super confusing.
Yes.
But you could literally think about this and fan canon your own head all day. And, like, talking about this, I realized, like, oh, this is like so many people have so many different ideas about how this clicks and makes sense, or how you just are presented with this information in the film and you're like, yeah, whatever, I accept it. No questions asked. I got it.
I think that nobody knows how long it really takes when you're time traveling. You don't know how long.
Also a good
so
point.
When he's going back to present time,
Yep.
he's already fixed it.
Right. That's another thing that I thought
And
of
it's
too.
like it's an infinite loop.
Maybe he
He's
goes
already
back
done
to
it.
the post-fix because they go back to 1985 at a certain point and then make sure everything's correct. So maybe he comes back to the already
And it always
correct
ends up the same
timeline.
way. Giving the almanac was part of the fix.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the end.
It just gets so
That's
bug
how-
nuts.
that's
That
how-
movie
that's how
is
it
like
goes.
crazy when you really take it apart, and that's why I bring it up. Like,
It's great.
You know, normally at this point in the show where we've gone on a deep dive on a very specific subject that's not sports related, I'll try to bring it back to sports, or at least I'll try to make it about some other pop culture thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not actually going to do that because I want to talk about The Legend of Zelda now. And
Okay.
I want to talk about, because we're going to talk about time travel, right? And I
Sure.
want to talk about, all right, so.
A Link to the Past.
Well,
if
here,
you will?
okay, discounting Link to the Past, because it really starts, the canon starts, and this is very debatable, it's online, all this shit too. It's, Ocarina of Time is the alpha game. It's the
Right.
first one in the
The
canon.
main one.
Right.
That hero, that Link,
Yeah.
has this journey, and if you've never played the games, check it out. I'm not going to do the same kind of deep dive that Steve did because it would literally take too long. And what it has to do is that young Link goes on a journey where he has to save his kingdom. In order to do that, he has to go from being a kid to traveling 7 years in the future and becoming like a teenager. He's about to be 19 or 20, and he saves the world. He saves the world in that future that can't happen.
Yeah.
It can't happen because if it does, the world is fucked. So he goes, at the end of the game, he goes back in time. He's a kid again. He can never really tell anyone what happened. He can't rationalize it. He sees Zelda essentially for the first time. She really doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
That whole game means it's the saddest
so crazy.
thing. And then the direct sequel to that game is that same Link, who's a kid now and
Correct.
ostracized from the world because the Kuroki don't know who he is.
Uh-huh.
His elven tree people.
Sure. Yeah.
The princess doesn't know who the fuck he is either. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here, actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to save the world in the future, but you don't understand. You're crazy. Please leave. He's on a horse leaving this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And Majora's Mask starts.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
I was trying to think of which is the one that would follow it. It's Majora's
And
Mask.
again, he's in a time-looped hellscape where the same 3 days are repeating.
Mm-hmm.
And again, at the end of it, the whole point of those two journeys is that they can never happen in the first place. That is what the whole time travel thing always forgets. is that in order for you to use time travel efficiently, you have to sacrifice like so much of what you experienced and be okay with that.
You can't share it. Yeah.
Like you're like mentally, would you be able to?
You'll affect everything if you go back and you're like, you won't believe this shit.
And
Like,
it
no,
gets
you
to
got to
the-
keep it to yourself
And
forever.
it gets to the point where if you play Twilight Princess, and this is where I really start to earn my virginity back, the fucking hero thing that trains you to become like the hero of time is this skeleton thing in armor, and that is the original young Link, cursed to spend his eternity training other
See, that's
Links.
the lore I didn't even know.
That is, bro, the Zelda lore goes so
It's
it goes
crazy.
super deep.
deep,
It's super
man.
deep.
And this isn't Mario and Luigi going around playing tennis with Bowser, bro.
All right, so
like,
my turn.
this-
So we all know that Metal Gear Solid 3
Perfect,
is
yes.
actually the... No, I'm just kidding.
Miami Sports Meltdown here. Sorry for all the Jets talk, but hey, you're fucking Dolphins.
7-3, baby. We're up. Let's go.
That's terrible, man.
It's
Let's
only the
go.
first quarter, Steve.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, you know what that means.
It's that time.
It means that my anxiety is shedding. I'm feeling pretty good. Again, don't want to win. I just want a stable performance on national television.
You're
That's
looking
all I
good.
want.
The Jets in California beating a Christian McCaffrey-less
49ers.
isn't the most egregious fix I've ever seen in the NFL.
No. But I'll take it.
Complete scam.
Eh,
The NFL needs Aaron Rodgers to be good.
they do need him really bad to be good.
And remember, the NFL and the WWE are two sports that are listed as sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
No.
So there are, influences that the league can have.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like sometimes in games you can feel it. I don't want to get all conspiratorial, but you see
Patriots.
some flags go
Definitely.
some ways, and you're like,
Chiefs.
right. When
Chiefs.
that second week Jets-Chiefs game last year where we fucking would have won that shit if there weren't some calls, I'm just saying. I'm
Never
just
the
saying.
Dolphins, though.
No, never.
Heaven
It
forbid.
was good.
Yeah.
Right?
Our errors
Yeah.
are too obvious.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Football's back, bitch.
It's back,
It's
baby.
back.
Remember,
Parlays are
do
hitting.
your crazy parlays,
Hit
but
'em.
don't outspend and don't chase your losses. Set your
Fucking
limits.
Go big or go home. How about that?
And if you get pulled over in your Lamborghini
Put your window
Murcielago,
down.
you know, just sit there and don't be a famous football player before a game.
Yeah,
If you can, bitch.
if you can.
What's
just
wrong with you?
It
drive
sounds
to
a
work
little too hard.
normally.
Yeah. If you're going to work at fucking Palacio de los Jugos tomorrow and a cop pulls you over and he wants that window down, buddy, you better comply.
You better comply. Keep it down.
You're busted, buddy.
You're busted.
Dolphins take the division, we think?
Hell yeah. I bet on
100%.
it.
We talked about it.
I think
already.
Jets wild card, Dolphins take division. That's
Here's
what
the
I'm saying.
division
I'm
in the
calling
AFC.
it now.
Here, I'm giving you free money. Bet on it while the odds are good because they beat each other, which is crazy. I'm picking Dolphins, Jaguars, your Ravens,
Ravens?
and the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is good.
Ooh.
I like
Chiefs
it.
beat
Good.
Ravens, Dolphins beat Jaguars, so there's going to be 0-1s on that list. You'll get better bang for your money.
What about
big
offensive
bump.
player of the year?
Offensive player of the year?
Tyreek Hill?
Why not? He's due.
Let's do it.
He's due. I don't
do
know
it.
about a receiver winning it, but he's due.
What about defensive player? I'm calling Sauce Gardner.
Get out of here. Jesus Christ. It can't be Myles Garrett again. It should
No.
be the fucking the kid in with the Steelers whose entire family is in the league.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
Watt.
The Watt.
The Watt kid.
He's deserving of it.
Yeah.
Fuck him too. Miami Dolphins, baby, all the way. This
All
is
the
the
way.
year. This is
Good
the
luck
year
to you
that we
guys.
win a playoff game
I think the whole
that
you know,
isn't 2001.
the whole police incident and Tyreek Hill and winning a close game where they honestly fucked up a lot is a good way to start the season. They're
Yeah,
gonna,
Fuck
they're
yeah.
gonna build off
drama.
that. They're
Fuck
gonna
yeah.
build
Miami
off that.
Dolphins. Miami Sports Meltdown here. I'm Danny.
I'm Papa.
I'm Steve.
We got Rafa here producing us.
Rafa.
Hey, yo.
We got Liquid Death sponsoring us.
Oh, yeah.
We got Harley.
Murder
We
that
got
thirst.
Harley the dog and Mama in the building. Got my whole family here. Shout out my fiance and my dog.
Shout out, Papa.
What up, guys?
Holly, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Bye. Go Jets!
Ooh.